Hello everybody and welcome to the channel. It's Paulie, Esther here, and well, today was PAX in Boston, and simultaneously as PAX opened, they kicked off the Dead by Daylight channel with this teaser video about a new, not an upcoming chapter, but a paragraph, if you will, of just Ash from the Evil Dead, and I'm going to show you that video here right now.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, okay, got it. Right, so the goal is to then not be Dead by Daylight, right? Words to live by. Oh, hi. I didn't see you come in. I'm Bruce Campbell, best known as Ash Williams from Ash vs. Evil Dead. Good news. You get to play Ash as a survivor in the hit video game Dead by Daylight. Be Ash and survive. Okay, got it? Good. Now, my agent told me once I completed my contractual obligations that you had a little something for me. This isn't tequila, but what the fuck? Get somebody on the phone.
Now this didn't come as a huge surprise to anyone that Ash was coming to the game, because when the Plague chapter came out, they accidentally leaked the Ash perks on console, on Xbox, and on PlayStation 4. On the KYF mode, you could actually see the perks and test them in-game on those consoles. So people knew that this character was coming. A lot of people believed that it was Chapter 12, but I personally felt like it was going to be a matter of weeks, not months, before we saw Ash, and my gut turned out to be correct. There was some reasoning behind it. A couple of things. There was a number missing of a store banner in the files, and I said, where's banner number 4? And the fact that the perk icons were finished. Typically, when we've seen behind-the-scene videos of works in progress, they've only had placeholders for the perks, so the fact that the perks were done also led me to believe that this character was much closer to being realized than 3 months down the line. And in fact, it wound up being even closer than I thought it would be. Interesting side note about that teaser, you see Bruce handling the flashlight, and there's a med kit there in the background. Those were created by my friend James of HighlanderFX, master props maker. I can't believe that flashlight actually worked. A couple months ago, James tweeted out about making the med kit and the flashlight, 3D printing them for a quote-unquote secret project, and I guess now we know what the secret project was. Kudos to James. I still can't believe that flashlight worked after you 3D printed it and put a working flashlight inside of it. That's nuts to me. Beautiful work. You may remember James' previous work from making these Huntress masks for the anniversary contest for the game last year, and this is a photo of a body of work of all the things James has done Dead by Daylight and Death Garden related. So beautiful work as always, James. Now, if you don't know who Ashley Joanna Williams is, Ash is the star of the trilogy of movies Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, and Army of Darkness, and then went on to star in 3 seasons of the Ash vs. Evil Dead television show. Personally, I like Evil Dead 2 the best, but your mileage may vary on that. A very iconic character within the horror mythos for sure, and this is a good get for Dead by Daylight to have. Now, as I said, the 3 perks were accidentally leaked on console. In the KYF mode, you can see these perks, and they're Medal of Man, Flip Flop, and Buckle Up. I'm not going to go in depth about what the perks do. You can freeze the video and read it if you like. Also, Azralynn, if you're not familiar with her work, she did just a beautiful job explaining and even demonstrating the perks, because she owns a console, which I do not. So she was able to make this glorious video using the perks in-game and demonstrating how they work already. She kindly offered her footage to me to put into this or another video, but I declined because there was no way I was going to do a better job than she did. So I will just refer you to her video I love and support everything she's about, so I'm more than happy to throw her the views. Link will be in the description of this video. I highly recommend you go and watch it if you want to learn what the perks are like coming with Ash next week. So people were able to play as Ash at the PAX booth today, and we learned that not only does Ash have some licensed cosmetics, he also has voice lines that were recorded by Bruce Campbell. And I think it's beyond just the grunts of being put on a hook or groaning in pain that Bruce Campbell recorded. I think there are actually lines in it, whether it's groovy or hail to the king baby, remains to be seen. I don't know if they are actually in game or if it's in the store idle animation when you're like shopping for cosmetics for Ash, if he'll lay some lines on you while you're looking over the different cosmetic options and he's in the idle animation there. That might be when the lines are coming out, but Dave Richard confirmed that there are actual voice lines for Ash in the game, which is extremely cool. Now for the cosmetics, it looks like they did something different. The head and shirt are all one piece on Ash, and the hand is actually the thing that you're changing, which is different from a Survivor where normally you would have the head is one piece to change and the torso is another. They went with head and shirt are all one piece, and then the hand is interchangeable. And we can see here from this picture that there are some purples and greens. We have some shorts, and we have, it looks like 5 different options of hands for Ash. So we have the puppet hand, which is Ashy Slashy, and then it looks like 2 different, a wooden hand, a different version of the mechanical hand, and then a prestige hand. As far as the shirts go, we see this very busy, would that be considered a Hawaiian shirt? So the fact that he has licensed cosmetics is great, that they were able to go negotiate a deal for a character that can have more than one outfit. Hopefully this will lead down the road to cosmetics for other licensed characters, especially if they're able to demonstrate how much revenue they have earned on licensed cosmetics for Ash. They can go to these other companies and say, look how many people bought puppet hand for Ash, and it's a purple, so it's going to be like $10. So if they can go and say, we sold X amount of units of Ash with a puppet hand, please let us make more licensed cosmetics for your characters. If those deals aren't already in place or in the works, I think it will lead towards convincing those properties to allow a little more broad range of cosmetics for those licensed characters in the future. So while yes, I do think that people would really enjoy a cabin map, such as what I have in the background here, it doesn't look like there is going to be a map for Ash or a corresponding killer. As I said, it's a paragraph more than a chapter, so it's going to be a standalone character. People have asked me if it's going to be free. I think, you know, especially since they brought in Hollywood actor Bruce Campbell to voice this thing, it most certainly is not going to be free. We could expect to pay similar to what we paid for Leatherface as a standalone character, perhaps even more, maybe not because of the cosmetic options to earn a little bit more of the licensing money. But you have to realize, like, they paid money for the license to create the character and for Bruce Campbell to come and do work on it. So anybody who expects this for free, I think, will be sorely mistaken. They have to recoup that money. And I know people are like, wow, they just want money. But, like, money is how they pay their bills. Money is how they pay their salaries. Money is how they pay for dedicated servers. Money is how they expand the team to make the game better. So nobody's being forced to buy this character to play the game. Either you want it or you don't. If you want it, expect to pony up some money for it, which is going to benefit the game. So in the end, the game is going to get better by you buying it. So it's up to you. And as far as the PAX booth itself in Boston, they, courtesy of Nillorama, my good friend, sent me these pictures. He's at PAX this weekend, and I'm very jealous and envious that he's meeting all the BHVR team over there and got pictures with them and got to hang out in their booth and play the game and play Ash. And he saw the new Cake cosmetic, and I hate you, Nillorama, but not really. I love you, Nillorama. You know that. So he sent me these pictures of the booth. They have this big Ash banner in the background. They have this faux campfire that you can sit around waiting for your turn to go in the lobby. It's amazing. This Gas Heaven sign above the monitors where people are playing the games. All the corn and the hay bales. It's really cool. They did a great setup of the booth. And they also debuted some merchandise at the booth. He mentioned there was some apparel. I didn't really see pictures of that, but he did show me this pin set of the perk icons, which I think is amazing. I believe this is going to be a PAX exclusive, so if you have a friend who is going, twist their arm into getting this for you. It looks very cool. And then finally, we saw some merchandise being licensed, which is like, yes, thank you, Lord. Coming out of Japan, we had the Gecko Company showing off their first of the Dead by Daylight premium statues with this Wraith. It looks great. This is a prototype, obviously. The Gecko statues look like they run roughly $200 to $300 each. It's a premium product. Don't quote me on that price. I was just looking at the prices of previous releases they had for that price range. It seems like it's in around that price range. And you notice on the box, this is the first skull lit up on the box of 5. So it looks like they probably have 5 statues planned for the series. I think they'll come out seasonally. I don't think they'll drop them all on you at once. So I'm assuming it'll be like Wraith, Trapper, Hillbilly, Nurse, Huntress possibly. And then maybe go from there depending on how those sell. The reason I think it might be those 5 characters is because those 5 characters are free for everyone. Remember that the Hag and the Doctor are not free on PC. Those are paid DLCs. So that's why I think that most likely those 5 characters would be the ones that they would go with, because those are all their originals and the free ones that everyone owns and can relate to. So that's really cool. And after that, they showed off this mock-up of this Nendoroid little tiny figure. Now, these figures are about 4 inches tall, similar to your Funko Pops, but they have a lot more posability, and they usually come with multiple heads, multiple arms, and accessories that you can swap out. A lot of joint movement here. So they are quite detailed, and they do have that same cutesy factor as a Funko Pop, but they're much more expensive. In my experience, they're roughly $40 to $50 a piece, which, you know, is nothing to sneeze at. Typically, Japanese imports just tend to cost more. It's just the way that it is. So I think the most important takeaway from this is that we have the merch train going. And it's my belief that once you have partnered with one licensor, then it makes you attractive for other licensors to work with you. And we may see more and more merchandise for Dead by Daylight coming out, assuming these releases are successful. And I'm looking at you, original Funko Pops. Like, please, for approximately 1/5 of the price, we could get a figure of similar size of Dead by Daylight for Funko Pops. But we need to get Funko's attention to work with Dead by Daylight if they aren't already. Somebody did create a petition, and I'll leave the link in the description for that, and I hope that you will be inclined to sign it and share it to other people, other streamers, to get the word out that this Funko petition is out there. Again, even if you aren't interested in Funkos, it's for the good of the game that they have extra revenue streams to give them money to pay for things. So licensing deals are good for the game. I would really love to get some Funko Pops. I'm a Funko Pop collector. I know there's a lot of people who are Funko Pop collectors, but again, as I said, even if you don't care anything about Funko Pops, it's good for the game. If you get licensors working with the game, they may make something that you want, such as this statue or a highly detailed action figure that's realistic and not cutesy, chibi looking. So it's in the best interest of the game to have more licensing deals, in my opinion. Please sign the petition. Some people made some mock-ups of some very cute versions of what some of the killers could look like as Funko Pops. Hopefully one day it'll be a reality. I mean, we already have Funko Pops of existing horror characters who are licensed into Dead by Daylight, such as Michael Myers, Billy the Puppet, Leatherface, Freddy. I'd like to see all of the Dead by Daylight characters, at least the killers, if not the survivors, alongside my Funko Pops that I have of characters in the game. Maybe one day, we'll see. Please sign the petition, pass it on. Thank you very much. Well, that wraps up the information that I have for you about PAX and Dead by Daylight. In a way, I'm glad that it got sneaked early, because I think my head would have exploded like I was a deadite looking down the business end of a boomstick had this just gotten dropped on me at the event. I don't in any way think that they leaked it on purpose, though. With all of the work and the banners that went into this, I think this was expected to be their big PAX announcement, and they leaked it themselves accidentally. But there was still more information to get out of this with the cosmetics and this cool teaser trailer. I can't wait. It is coming out April the 2nd for all platforms, so we don't have long to wait. It's just 5 days. My son today said to me, "So that's coming out in 5 days, huh?" And I said, "Yeah, isn't that awesome?" He goes, "Yeah, how many blood points do you have saved up?" I said, "Oh my god, I didn't even think of that. I don't have any blood points." So I'm going to have to grind all weekend to try and get some points so that I can spend them on Ash when he arrives. Going to be a lot of Ashes out there in the fog, I can predict. It's going to be fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care of each other out there in the fog, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.